Right next to me are Arendal's newest 1528 Monitor 8 monitor speakers that they say on their website can reach lower than 20 hertz. It says in-room response, you can get 16 hertz out of these speakers, which is crazy because a lot of subwoofers can barely get under 20, let alone 16 hertz. Not only does Arendal say that in room you can get about 16 hertz of bass output, but at 20 hertz up to 20 kilohertz, it says that this can play up to 112 dB RMS, meaning it can continuously pump that level of sound, even down to 20 hertz, and sometimes even give you up to 116 dBs of peak volume all the way down to 20 hertz. We're gonna find that out. Now, here's something that happened that inspired this video. Shout out to my subscribers. I posted a video about the Arendal Monitor 8s versus the R5M monitors from Perlisten maybe a month or two ago. And one of my commenters said, man, those Arendals are big. Keep in mind, the max SPL on the Perlisten speakers are rated at 100 hertz to 20 kilohertz, while Arendals are rated 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz, meaning that they can play 20 hertz up to 114 dB peak and 108 dB sustained. So that's a lot of sound out of these monitors, and it's so much sound that another commenter didn't quite believe that's possible. He said they will definitely not play 20 hertz with 114 dB. Even most dedicated powered subwoofers can't do that. Maybe if you put the mic just a few millimeters from the front driver, maybe. I said back, I think it'll get close. He says, I certainly believe that, but not with 114 dB. Arendal's huge 12V subwoofer with two 13-inch drivers and 1200 watts of power can barely do that. So, we're here to find out. What we're gonna do is I have my phone paired to my Anthem Avium 70 through Chromecast, so I'm emitting a signal wirelessly through my Wi-Fi. And I have my SPL meter right here. We're gonna measure and find out in this video, can the Monitor 8s play 20 hertz up to what they claim 112 dB RMS. Now, disclaimer, and I already know this, my room is smaller than what is recommended for the Arendal Monitor 8s. That may be in my favor or may not. I may not have enough space to reach those levels of bass in this room, or maybe it's so small that there's a potential to excite those 20 hertz notes. I don't know. I've never done this before. All I know is that these speakers can play under 20 hertz, but how loud can they play? We're gonna find that out. First, I'm gonna start with 25 hertz, see if it can even do that, and then we'll switch to 20 hertz. How we're gonna do this, I'm gonna grab my microphone, I'm gonna turn it on to C weighting, and I'm gonna start with measuring them about a meter away from the drivers, and then I'm gonna measure them in my seat and see if one or both can reach 112 dB. Let's go. So right now we are in stereo mode. We are only using the Arendal speakers. You guys can't hear this, but we are playing 25 hertz and we're at -14 dB on the volume knob. Let's start off with seeing if we're reaching 112 dBs up close in front of the drivers. Let's just walk over here just to see what happens. Should be the same on both sides. All right, I'm going to leave this right down there. And I'm going to turn up the volume and see what we get here. Things are vibrating. You can really hear the window vibrating over here. So we're at -10.5 dBs. I guess we're gonna have to go higher. So we're really loud to my ear. I don't know if we're gonna get there. I don't really want to go past negative. Let's see. -3. So I'm gonna go ahead and give my speakers a break because we don't want to cook them. So let's turn that down, give it a break. So we never really reached much past 103, maybe I saw 105. That was right in front of the speaker. So the room has no influence on the speaker whatsoever. That's just how it sounds up close. We didn't really get there, 105, which is actually really good. 25 hertz, 105 dB out of that speaker is still very impressive, I'm not gonna lie to you, but not quite the 112. Now, I don't have the most powerful amplifier. I'm giving these about 310 watts at most. And we probably got pretty close there because we were dang near at 0 dB on the Anthem, which I can't turn it past that. I have it set to not go past 0 dB. Now, I'm gonna put it in my listening position and let's see if we get any better results. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this back up to, let's say, what was I at, -5 or something? -3.5. So about the same back here, about 103. All right, we'll give it a break there. So it looks like at 25 hertz, I can get up to about 103 decibels out of the monitors there. Now, they're not completely configured. I don't have Anthem room correction on right now. That could help, or it could make it worse, I don't know. But they're just in their natural form right now. So we're getting about 105, 104 decibels, maybe 103 at 25 hertz. I'm gonna switch over to the app here and we're gonna try 20. Now, if you're a car audio guy like I am, you know that running frequency generators is the quickest way to fry your speakers because it's constantly pumping all that power to that coil and heating things up. So we will be careful putting this thing to the test. I don't want to blow anything up, but let's just go back to the app and looks like my app timed out. 1 second. Here we go. All right. Lots of vibration already at 22. There's not a lot of movement. Don't really see too much moving going on, which is good. All right, we're gonna be careful with 20 hertz at a very crazy volume. Let's start off with -10 dB. Okay, 101. Speaker's really moving. Things are really vibrating. Shouldn't be any different over here. Okay, 102, 102. Let's see what the room is doing to that bass out here. Okay, about 97 over here in my seat. Let's go a little bit louder, but not for too long because we don't want to burn any coils. Let's go -6.5. My frame rate's set to 24 frames per second, so you guys can't really see how fast that's moving. $103. Let's see what the room's doing. Even the back of the room, let's see how loud it is back here. About the same. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off, make sure we don't heat up that coil too much. So, I have my Anthem set to only turn the volume up to 0. It can't go higher than 0. I have it set not to be able to go into the positives. It can go up to positive 15, but you do start to introduce clipping, distortion, just things you don't want. So I'm not going to go much farther than that. That's going to tell me a lot anyway. I don't think that these speakers can reach 112 dBs in this room, at least not with the power that I have available. This is the OSD Nero X Max 11. The speakers themselves are clean. There is 0 distortion coming from either of the speakers. There's a whole bunch of vibration though. So I do feel that I could probably get more out of them with more power potentially, or if I was to calibrate them and maybe time align them a little bit more with each other, maybe I could squeeze out a few dB. But I think my subscriber may be correct that although this is an impressive volume level, 20 hertz above 100 decibels out of a 8-inch, dual 8-inch driver speaker is impressive, but it's not quite the 112. Now, that doesn't mean that Arendal was making it up. I'm very, very positive that they tested this before making their own claim. But in my room, which isn't big, it's about 13 by 13. It's a terrible shape. In my room, I can't get there. And I don't think it's the Arendals themselves, because looking at them physically, I don't hear any strain, I don't see any strain, I don't hear mechanical noise, I see clean movement, has good control, I don't smell anything. So it seems like they can handle about 112 dBs on any given day, but I just don't have the system or the resources to get there. Maybe it's just the app. Maybe I just need a different app. Maybe I shouldn't be streaming it. Maybe I should be hardwired. There's so many different elements. With that being said, I have to give the correct answer to my subscriber. I can't get them to get to 112 dB at 20 hertz, but man, 103? I'm still impressed. I am still impressed. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to see the subs do it, I have 3 of them currently hooked up at the, this is the Rhythmic G25 HP. Those are the clones that I made, the DIY Rhythmic G25 HPs. I think that they can blow this house up if I want them to. So if you want to see me try to reach a certain dB level at 20 hertz with these, let me know that down below in the comment section, and maybe I'll do it. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe if not already, and we'll see you in the next video. KPS Guy out. Peace.